Okay, boys and girls, let's get ready to do some math. As a daily reminder, make sure you're practicing your math strategies every day and make sure you're practicing your math goals, okay? Remember, using a tense frame, draw a picture, using objects, your fingers, a number sentence, a number line, a number bond. You could show parts. These are all the different strategies you could be working on, especially during POD. Okay, boys and girls, as you all know, we are in module 4 of our math unit. Some things that we are working on is using different strategies, solving word problems, decomposing numbers, finding numbers that make 10, fluency, and fluency. So make sure that you remember that these are the overall goals for this unit. Today we're going to be working on decomposing numbers. Before we get started, let's go over our math vocabulary words. So as a reminder, this word is number bond. A number bond is something that we use to put numbers together. This is the part, this is the part, and this is the whole. And these two parts equal the whole. The next word is add. When we add, we put numbers together to find a total or a sum. We put numbers together to find a total or a sum. The next word is compose. When we compose, we use our parts to find our whole. So when we compose, we use our parts to find our whole. All right, boys and girls, let's get started on using our number bond and our equation and write an equation to help us solve word problems. So I'm going to go first, and I'm also going to be using my cubes as well. So the word problem is there are 6 stars and 2 moons. There are 8 shapes. So I know that. So let me think about this. There are 6 stars and 2 moons, but altogether there are 8 shapes. So I know my part and I also know my whole. But how can I show this on my number bond? So let me see. I have 2 moons and how many stars? 6 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 stars. What does that tell me about 2 and 6? Does that tell me, how can I figure out my whole using 2 and 6? Yep, if you said that I could add the numbers 6 and 2 to figure out my whole, that's one way that I could do it. Another way I could do is count all my cubes. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6 plus 2 equals 8. So now I know I have 8 shapes all together. So first I had 2. No, oh, sorry, not 2. First I had 6 stars. And then I also have 2 moons. So 6 plus 2 equals 8. And I can label my equation so I don't get confused. So I know that I have 6 stars. And I also know I have 2 moons. So I put 6 in my part and 2 in my part. And it says, how many shapes do I have all together? I have 8 shapes all together. All right? So let's try another one. Erase. This time I want you guys to try this one with me. So make sure you have your number bond and make sure you have some tools to help you at home so we can add our numbers together. Okay, so the next one is going to say, this one says, there are 4 striped fish and 4 goldfish. There are 4 striped fish and 4 goldfish. How many do I have all together? There are 4 striped fish and 4 goldfish. Can you show me on your number bond how that could look? Yep, if you said to show 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 striped fish in your part, that's right. What about this one? Yep, you might say to put 4 goldfish in the other part. And what does that tell you about 4 and 4? If you said you could add these all up, then you should. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we know that 4 plus 4 equals 8. And I can use that to write my equation too. So I know I have part, and whole here. So I have 4 striped fish plus 4 goldfish. That equals 8 fish all together. Did you see how I did that? So first I knew I had 4. I put that in my part. I knew I had another 4. I put that in my part. And I thought, how many do I have all together? And then I have 8. All right. Now you're going to try this last one by yourself. And then we're going to self-assess. So erase, 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 erase. All right. So here's the next one. We have 5 triangles and 3 diamonds. 5 triangles and 3 diamonds. How can I figure out how many shapes I have all together? I have 5 triangles and 3 diamonds. How many shapes do I have all together? Let me see you try to figure that out. Where would you put the 5? Where would you put the 3? How do you figure out how many you have all together? Okay, let's try it over. Let's try it together. So I have 5 triangles. So how many should I put in my part? If you said 4, that was not right, because how many triangles did I have? 5. So I need to make sure I put 5 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 triangles. And how many diamonds do I have? 3 diamonds. I have 5 triangles and 3 diamonds. So how many shapes do I have all together? If I have 5 triangles and 3 diamonds, how many do I have all together for my whole? If you said that you should add 5 and 3 together, you were right. We could also count our cubes to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have 8 all together. All right, now let's use our part whole. So what are we to write our equation? What do we know? How many triangles did we have? 5. So I'm going to put 5, and 5 is in our part. And we also, how many diamonds did we have? 3. So I put 3 because 3 is in my part. How many do I have all together? 8, because 8 is in my whole. And 5 plus 3 equals 8. Okay, boys and girls? So I want you to go and do your exit ticket. I want you to think about, what is my part? What is my part? And then what is my whole? And use that to help you fill in your number bond and write your equation. All right, I'll see you next time.